Good morning, humanity. It's March 19th, 2018, and this is Mondays with Bev and Paul.
It is.
My name's Paul.
And my name's Bev.
And let me just check here to see if we're on. Yeah, we're going good this time. That was a little glitch
That was
again.
Interesting.
That's what I get for saying, we've been having really good luck with it.
You did say that. Okay, don't ever say that.
It's like yesterday I was driving down the road and rushing to get, it's sort of like when you're always going home. It's like the horse going back to the barn. So I'm going home and we're supposed to return these videos. And so we're stopped at this light and it turns green and this guy doesn't move. And he doesn't move and it's going on for a few seconds. And I honk him and he's still not moving. And I'm like, finally he gets out of the way and I rush around him like an idiot, and I get home and I realize I forgot to take the videos back, right? Well, where this guy was stopped and wasn't moving was right in front of the place I was supposed to drop on the videos.
Okay, we need to pay attention to signs we were given.
Here's the sign we had here. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. There's my little story for my total flub up for the day. So we're here. We're going to share our question for the day. How is BioTouch different than an aspirin?
What an interesting question.
Tell me about it, won't it be? Mm-hmm. But first, we have something really exciting because tomorrow's a special day.
Oh, it is the spring equinox.
Yay!
What an amazing, just a whole cycle beginning and time of beginnings and new ideas actually being able to put into form, to bring all of those high thought forms that we can hold as a humanity and in our own lives, and being able to, plant them as seeds and then act upon them and harvest them. So let's be really, really present with all of our new thoughts that are coming in. And it's just happening, isn't it? It's just an exciting time. Yeah. So let's embrace this wonderful opportunity.
Yeah, and we're grateful. That's sort of what the show's about today, is our new thought forms that we're trying to manifest. So happy Equinox. It's tomorrow, what time, Tucson time?
I thought it was around, is it
9? 9?
9 something.
9:15 a.m.
9:15 a.m.
That's Mountain Standard Time, Tucson time, Pacific time this time of the year. So, you take a moment, maybe do the greeting with somebody.
Oh, that would be
lovely,
wouldn't it?
Put a thought into manifestation.
Yeah.
Or just sit and think about someone even. Even take these points that we give you. Just do the greeting on someone. We've been doing that with our board meeting because we're not all together.
Right.
So we just think of someone and we do the greeting and
imagine doing the greeting with someone. It works.
So let's start manifesting this thought that we're trying to do with BioTouch, which is just a nice little expression of loving your neighbor, loving someone, loving a family member, loving yourself.
Yeah, really caring.
Yeah.
Giving a conscious thought about caring about yourself and caring about others. Yeah.
So we've been doing a lot of work. So we want to include all of you in this work. And it's called branding. How do you put into words your thought, your ideas, what you want to manifest on the planet to help people understand what you're doing in a few short words? And then we have a show like this where we can talk our heads off because we like talking.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Oh, I do.
You created a monster, I will say.
What we'd like to do, we're gonna include you in our branding work that we're doing with a group called Orange Identity, and they've been really helping us. They really get our message, and they really feel that we can tweak how we present our message.
Yeah.
So the first thing we want to go over with all of you is our mission statement. So Bev's going to read that. That's from our manual. Well, it's actually everywhere you can get our mission statement. So here it is. We'll read this.
Here it is from our manual. Our mission: to teach BioTouch an application of the universal principle, love thy neighbor, as a means to alleviate pain and stress and support good health through all stages of life.
Well,
very very simple.
Very simple.
Well, you think.
And we thought, well, that's a great statement. And the first thing that was said to us by Brett, who's been working with us, was, well, a Tylenol will get rid of your headache. An aspirin will get rid of your headache.
Yeah. Well, and I think that is in line with, so, just to set a premise here, we have been saying for quite some time, and saying it with conviction, that BioTouch is the most unique healing technique. And his point was, well, if you're going to hold that, then why that mission statement does not speak to the uniqueness.
Right.
That's why he said an aspirin can take care of pain.
Right.
Oh.
And, when we first met with this group, I mean, we've been dealing with this mission, and we'll go over the vision statement probably next week. Yeah, we defended it. We were like, oh, they don't get it. They don't understand what we're all about, right?
We're holding something really high.
Right,
here.
we're high ideal, And he just, when he said these simple little things, it just deflated, but it was so refreshing. You do these statements for so long, and how refreshing it can be to let yourself be deflated.
Oh, yeah, we can get caught up in the idealism, and which for me, that mission statement really does hold a high ideal. But as we've been really saying to ourselves, it's time for BioTouch to be part of the global conversation. And so what needs to happen now is that what's been held for 30 years, and I always say that, thank you for holding that for 30 years. But now in this new time, this new cycle, this new beginning, it's just very, I don't know, there's a lot of synchronization going on. It's time for us to speak. And if we're really intending to get BioTouch to humanity, then we have to start holding a thought that all of humanity can really hold with us.
Right. And, I was just reading again about the old quote about you can't put new wine in an old bottle. And I think that's what we try to do with a lot of our new thoughts and our new programs. When I've been to a lot of conferences on even alternative and complementary therapies, there are a lot of new ideas, but we're still using an old paradigm, an old thought form. Yes. And so what we're excited about this new branding is we're going to create a new bottle.
Yeah.
And we're going to put new wine into a new bottle. And then we're going to put it on the shelves.
There you go. Ooh, look at you.
But we're not going to raise the price. That was another part of
yeah. Well, that was interesting because in 30 years, he asked Paul, the what we charge for just the practitioner training that will give you the whole technique. He asked if we had changed that price, and of course the answer was no. And he's like, that is part of your branding. That's what's part of our uniqueness. We are still going to make it affordable and accessible, just because if we speak about this belongs to everyone, we don't have the right to make it unaccessible to everybody. Yeah.
It's innate. We talked about that again. It's innate in all of us.
Yeah.
Healing is innate.
Yes.
Compassion is innate. Wanting to help people, that's innate. It's our well-being is innate. We've said recently our birthright is to be healthy, happy, and loved. And how can you charge people for something that's innate? How do you charge people for something you already have? Now, we always accept, we have a few charges for our manuals and our DVDs. I mean, we have to pay to keep things going, but the message itself and the technique itself it's just right there.
Right. Yeah. And so, if we believe and we do that BioTouch really is the medium through which this innateness can be expressed, then we're the custodians. This organization, this foundation, International Foundation of Biomagnetics is the custodian of this great innate gift, and we take that seriously.
And interesting when you say custodian too, because our job is to put ourselves out of a job. People always go, huh? I don't get it. Well, most organizations try to live for perpetuity. They try to live on and on and on, and they got to make sure that their CEO is constantly getting paid. But our job is really, once humanity has this, once it's just part of the dialogue, part of our life, we don't need an organization. We don't need branding. We don't need anything because people are just doing it.
They're going to have it. They're going to get it. They're going to have it. And all that, that's already within us is going to be activated. So that's our job right now, is to make sure that it continues to get out there.
When we brought up this concept to the board, which the board has already knocked on the door, and we've opened the door to do this branding, some of the things that came out about when we were asking about our stakeholders and what they want was, they want somebody to do it. That's a concept we don't understand. It's like you always have to go to somebody. This concept that we have the ability to help ourselves and our family and our friends through a process of healing it's too unique.
I know.
It doesn't fit. So we want to go to somebody, and that's okay. We're trying to get a lot of practitioners who will do that for you.
Right.
But the main branding Bible will be, that's fine if you want to come to somebody, but this is a technique that we need to get out to humanity so that everybody can do it.
Yeah. This is something that is actually going to be given to each one of us as our birthright. You're not going to have to. The only person you'll have to go to is ask somebody in your family or in your friend, your sphere of influence, could you take a moment and do this for me? And that's going to be it. That's going to be all you have to do, is just pull from within you all what's already there.
So we're asking you to help us too. If you have ideas about words that express what is BioTouch, words that people would like to hear that would make them feel comfortable doing it. After 30 years, it's just like you put the word out there, you keep going to these fairs, you keep talking to people, you keep trying to advertise. You would think we would be hoarded with people. We would think that, and it's all perfect. It's not a complaint.
Right.
It's actually, I think we're content, which is almost the thing that's jiggling up. We could go on the way we are.
Oh yeah.
Things are simple. Life is easy.
Yes.
We la land,
right.
and we dance, and people come into the center, and the bills are being paid. We have plenty in the savings account. But the question is, do we want to walk through that? As Julie said, do we want to open the gate and walk through to really move forward to our goal to reach all humanity?
Yeah, and I think that's really what's happening, is that there's a thought out there about locally instead of globally, and that's really where we're at. It's time for us to activate this globally and realize that Tucson, Arizona is our heart center. It's the headquarters for this international foundation, which is responsible for teaching this technique. But we're not just here to give this to Tucson or just to Arizona. We're here to give this to the world. And so now we have to shift our thinking into a global network.
Yeah, we're here to give it to you, because we know people are watching here from all over. And please give us your ideas. Please communicate with us. Please have us answer questions. It's as we dialogue, we get to hear more of how do we want to present this?
Oh, yeah.
How do we want to filter it down to a few words and then use these shows to talk a little more about the depth of it?
Right. Yeah.
So we always want to make sure that you learn how to do BioTouch. And we wanted to show this too, isn't that amazing? There's a brand.
Yeah, no kidding.
So we are angels, and we just have to take those two fingers and touch someone lightly, And
that's a sign of greetings,
yes.
Isn't it? This is a celestial greeting. I mean, it's just.
And we
perfect.
are grateful that it's been brought back to us to do as one human being to another. Right. So we need to start seeing the wings in each other. As we learn the technique, here's our manual, and we are going to teach you today the allergy, infection, and poison points. There's a lot of flu's still going around here in Tucson. It just finally came here, and allergies are going nuts. I notice all the yellow flowers are blooming. So let's learn a little bit how to do allergy, infection, and poison.
The infection, allergy, and poison sets are 3 separate sets of points. They all share the same hold point, which is the same as greeting point 1, located in the fleshy area just below the base of the breastbone. As with all sets of points, these may be touched repeatedly. Infections of any kind anywhere in the body may be addressed by holding X and with the other hand touching point 1, which is at the base of the large muscle on the right side of the neck and slightly above and behind metabolism point 1. Allergies or allergic reactions may be addressed by holding X and with the other hand touching point 2, which is on the right side of the neck directly behind metabolism point 3 on the top of the large muscle. To address poisoning within the body, hold X and with the other hand alternately touch point 1 and point 2.
So there we go. Very simple, incredibly effective.
Oh.
I tried having the flu here in the past few days and just got that allergy point done, the infection point done. And, I took a bunch of little other stuff, echinacea and this and that. But something, so that was Wednesday. Yesterday I was able to go to the theater. And we have some other people that, 10 days, 2 weeks later, they still have it. I don't know. All I can know is I went through it fast and I did a few other things, but, I just kept doing the BioTouch every day.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing.
It's our go-to, isn't it? There it is. It's just like I always think of BioTouch, opening up a bag and reaching inside, and you don't have to have an aspirin.
How is BioTouch different than an aspirin? Well, on one sense, it's not. And that's what's humbling, BioTouch can get rid of pain soaking in aspirin. But like when I bring that up to people, they go, yeah, but aspirins and all these other drugs, they have side effects.
They do.
And so
that's what's the difference.
That's the uniqueness.
Yeah.
BioTouch doesn't have the side effects. Now, how do you make that statement that you can still help someone with their headache and their sinus problems without, the side effects? So that's going to be our trick.
Yeah, that's our trick. And we've said this before. This is about really, we're all entering into rethinking these old paradigms and recreating those old paradigms and taking responsibility now. And BioTouch lets us do that.
Yes, sirree. So we have another health condition workshop coming up.
We do this Thursday. Very good, on glaucoma and cataracts.
Yes.
With a guest presenter.
Yes.
Lester
is going to talk about, he had BioTouch done for his, was it glaucoma or cataract?
Glaucoma.
And the pressure didn't go up, and I think it might have even gone down, he said.
Yeah, he's...
So again, can we prove BioTouch had any effect with that? Absolutely not. Nope. It would take thousands of dollars and a lot of research, but it certainly didn't hurt, and the prognosis didn't turn out to be the way he was told. So,
right.
What's 5 minutes?
A
few times a week.
Yeah. And can it hurt? Absolutely not. Can it help? Absolutely, it can. And do we need to know? This is part of the thing. That needing to know everything gets in our way. The innateness is we open ourselves to all the possibilities. period.
And I'll tell you, after doing this for 30 years, I'm at a point where it's not about believing, but I have to believe. I just keep seeing it over and over and over. People get better.
It's so interesting because, we've said before, I'm still amazed when somebody, after a session with the recipient, they're like, oh my goodness, I came in pain. I'm walking out of here 20 minutes later. I think I'll go take a walk. And I'm still like, really? What is that? That's the magic, isn't it?
The magic.
Yeah.
We are grateful that you gave us another day to share this wonderful, unique healing technique.
Yes, thank you.
My name's Paul.
My name's Bev.
Have a
lovely
glorious week.
And happy solstice.
Yes, sir. See you all next week.
Bye.